chat, or you can directly ask the question if you are not satisfied with the answer. And in our session, we will have a brief discussion on our program. First of all, I'll be discussing a little bit about our company, and then one way or the other, I will brief on the full stack development program, on why is full stack development and our program design, and the cost and duration of the program. So in between, if you have any question, please note your question, and at the end of the session, raise your question with us. Before we jump start, I am Bakhtiar Talash. I am the CEO of AlgoSoft, a California-based LLC tech company. We operate in different divisions. Trainings and certifications are one part of our activities. We are into other software development. We do develop web applications, mobile applications. We are into IT support. We do provide digital marketing to many companies. And beside that, we do provide IT solution and support. We also do have an initiative through our team who are generating short video animations for marketing purposes, which are core to our business at AlgoSoft. So AlgoSoft, as I said, we have 3 areas of interest. Briefly discussed it, and now I will turn into a little bit depth into our training and certification programs. Our training and certification programs are not only this full stack development. We do have cybersecurity. We have had SDET, they call it software testing, maybe software automation and manual testing. And beside that, we had full stack Java development courses throughout the year of our operation. On software development, we did talk. There is not much to discuss. And with regard to our IT solutions, we do have a division on IT solutions where we provide support to some of the companies on fully remote IT solutions. So now we will discuss about our full stack development program. Before I jump in, I would like to introduce my team. Beside being the CEO of the company, I have my partner Farahnaz Halimi, who is the Chief Operating Officer of the company and the Vice President of our company. We have our full admin team that includes with whom you might be connected in the future, Mr. Shafiqullah Safi, Taimur Shah Etabar, and our additional instructors that are operating throughout our courses, Mr. Rahmatullah Darvish, to whom most of you will be in contact, and Mr. Furqan Hajizada. They will be our Afghan co-instructors, while the class will be led by Mr. Rahul, who will be our instructor. Rahul comes with over 7 to 8 years of experience in the tech industry. He has worked in many projects in the United States, and currently we are having the pleasure of him being with us in this course. I will briefly discuss a couple of things when it comes to the technical stuff. Rahul might answer your questions when it comes, because he will be leading the class. So with regard to our full stack development program, actually our full stack development program is a live learning platform for online education. Means these classes will be conducted via Zoom on a daily basis, and these courses are particularly designed in a way for those with no experience in the IT field, or for those who has no idea about software development, but they are willing and committed for a career change. So this program that is designed for around 20 weeks will enable our participants and candidates to make them ready to get a job. It means that you will acquire the skills needed to become a full stack developer. Most of you might or might not know what full stack development is. Let me briefly say it that if you look at a website and you see those beautiful colors, you see those beautiful designs, you might have sometime filled a form, and all of these are referred to as a full stack development. So it means that one, the UI part of it, like currently you are seeing my screen with a picture and couple of texts with some fonts and some text boxes and colors. This is called the UI or front end of the uh, uh, a technology, while whatever enabled this to appear in front of you, whatever provided the functionality to work as in such a way, that is the duty of being a backend developer. So when we are referring to full stack development, it contains both technologies that you will learn throughout the course that are used for developing the front end, and technologies that are used to give functionality to the UI or to the front end development. We will in-depth discuss those tools and technologies and softwares that we will be using throughout our course. But I think that will be enough for now to understand what will you be studying throughout the course of 5 months. Jumping in next. Um, so I am myself, beside I run this company, I am a full stack developer. And many of you might know that I work with one of the largest company, huge companies, tech company in the US. Um, if you can count one of the 4 big tech companies around the world, I work for one of them. So the reason I say this is my experience on choosing the specific program which provides you a future opportunity. So, I mean, if you go in and study some other software development or computer science is a very wide area of knowledge, or let's call it an ocean of knowledge. It so sorry, the reason I am discussing this is that which program we should look at in order to have a better job, right? So in order to do that, we should look into the demand in the market. So currently, the reason we choose this program for our participants, or we marketed this program, is because there is a very high demand in the market. If you are a full stack developer, right, it's impossible that you will not land a job if you have commitment and you know something about full stack development. And in the United States, it's like impossible that you would not get a job if you are a full stack developer. So this is one of the main issues that every participant who is getting into a field in the software development, they should know that what is the market demand for those technologies that I am going to study. So full stack has a high demand, not only in the United States, but globally. And the second issue that we say why full stack is easy to learn. It's not as hard as you will be as you think of. For instance, data analytics, very complex development of, particularly if you take a look into Java or C Sharp or maybe some other languages. The tools that we are using make it very useful and easy for our participants to learn and become a full stack developer. And with regard to the pay, well, if you initially graduate on an entry level job, for being a full stack developer will be around 70, 80K annual salary on entry level position. So expect 150K afterward, even more.
Hi,
Uh,
Talash. Sorry to interrupt, but your voice is breaking. If anyone can confirm on chat if it's breaking only for me or is it breaking for everyone?
everything in the chat, if you can. Okay. Breaking. Why is it breaking? Is it good now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. I don't know why it's breaking, maybe because of the internet speed or something. So anyway, so we were discussing the high pay. As I said, like entry level position, you can expect around 70K or 80K annual salary in the United States. Or if you are joining us from any other country, please check uh, what is like, and I mean the market up there in the countries you live. But at the end of the day, it's worth to study full stack development with a high demand, easy to learn, and with the high. And let me tell you one more thing. If you are this program, which is full stack, this will open many other doors for you like to study in the future technology. If you jump into let's still breaking. Let me do one more thing if it's possible. Just give me 1 second. Quickly share my screen. Okay, so we were discussing the future opportunities, right? So as I said before, like once you study this full stack development program, it will open door for future opportunities in any other field that you are willing to, interested in the future. So for me, I see there are a couple of areas and for future opportunities. One is AI, or called artificial intelligence. The other one is data analytics, and extreme cybersecurity is another area of opportunities in the future. So what I see, if you study full stack development, you will be able to jump in after 2 or 2.5 years of experience into data analytics and artificial intelligence. So that is another reason that you should study full stack development program. Those of you who were with us in in our prep course, you clearly understand the way we designed our program. So throughout our program, we will be, first of all, having our pre-participant skills evaluation. And first of all, we pretend that uh, no one comes with no experience, right? You have no experience. You are starting from scratch. You don't have any experience in the software development domain. You only know how to switch on a computer, how to turn it off. You know how to use Zoom. That's it. That's what we are expecting at this particular moment. We have best mentors and instructors. Uh, Aside having the honor of uh, the the unique way of teaching by our instructor, Mr. Rahul, who will be taking or delivering all the lectures to all of you, which you will experience in coming days. It's uniquely designed program. We have best mentors. I myself will be in the class on the daily basis, who will be managing the class as well, and I'll be participating to assess our candidates and our participants throughout the duration of this program. Aside that, we have our dedicated team. Don't know they are here or not. We have Rahmatullah Darwish and Mr. Furqan Haji Zada, who will be providing. They both come with 5-6 years of experience in the software development domain, and it be clarified that Rahmatullah Darwish, who will be one of our mentors in the class, he is actually working with one of the largest companies in the world as well. And I'm having the honor to have him in our boot camp. Okay, so with regard to the program design, coming to our customized curriculum, to briefly say it, like once you graduate from this full stack development program, go on and compare it at any college around the United States with a associate degree that might be for 2 years, or it might take you 3 years to complete an associate degree in the software development. We guarantee that the curriculum that we design will be in a way that will be equivalent to the associate degree. So it means that we customize the curriculum in a way that at the end of the day, you will not only be capable of, being equivalent to an associate graduate from any college around the United States, but you will also be able to be in advanced position than those who studies in college, because we here are not after theories. We tell you and put your hands on practice on the tools, that what is this tool and how is this tool is being used. So we are not teaching you theories. You can learn those theories maybe in books, or you can study it somewhere else. But the way we design this program will enable you to learn those tools and practice them, because this program is designed for all of you to get a job at the end of the day. And one more thing to discuss with regard to the customization of the curriculum is that throughout the course, you will see that we are not starting one technology and will take it to the end. For instance, when we teach you a front-end a language called HTML, right? We will not teach you HTML from A to Z once. You will be learning HTML in 3 phases. You will be learning CSS in 3 phases. You will learn JavaScript in 3 phases. So it is the way it is designed will enable you to learn piece by piece at a time and bring those pieces together in order to practice and make things more practical for you. And aside with that, we have strong student support, as I mentioned before, as a team of professionals, software developers. We will be all the time aside our participants and provide them with as much support as they need throughout their assignments, throughout the class, And we will also be having even recap classes through twice a week, which will enable every participant to learn and practice more. And at the end of our full stack development program, every participant or every candidate who will study with us will be given a capstone project. So our participants will work on what he learned throughout putting all these stuff into practice in a capstone project. And last on the program design, many of you might be having concern that, okay, once I study this program, okay, whatever you did was perfect. You provided us with a lot of opportunities. We know things right now, but what after the graduation? So as we are having very good connections with many recruiting agencies across the United States, 1 month before your graduation, we will be communicating with each of our participants to gather their information and prepare lists and pass on these lists to our recruiting companies to whom we are partnered with, and they will contact every single participant and see if they are in a position capable to carry on the positions. They will market them and provide them with the job opportunities. There are some other stuff to be discussed later on your getting your job ready, but I think at this particular moment that will be enough. So I just want to give you confident that every single participant who is committed and he studies the way expected will be introduced into those recruiting companies at the end of the day to enable them to get a job. Okay, now let's jump into our curriculum outline. So as I discussed before, that this is a full stack development program, and you will graduate as a full stack development engineer at the end of the program, to which we provide a certificate of completion as well. So throughout the course, we will first of all study, and as we assume that no one comes with an IT background, we will make you sure to understand the fundamentals of software development. That will include what software is, what are types of softwares, and how softwares are being developed. You will also learn HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, jQuery, Node.js, and React.js, Express.js, authentication and security, and some of the operation tools that are needed while you are in the job, such as you really need to know GitHub and version control. You need to know Jira. Jira is a tool where you will be communicating your bi-weekly sprints, where you will be communicating your tasks that you conduct. So these are all the tools that we will be taking care of throughout the course in our full stack development program. You do not need to know what the heck are these tools, right? When I say HTML, if you have ever heard of it, that's good. If you never heard of it, don't worry. If you heard of CSS, Bootstrap, or JavaScript, that's good. If you never heard of it, don't worry. We are here to deliver it in a way that you will understand it at the end of the day. With regard to the program cost and duration, this course is designed for 20 weeks, and the monthly cost for the program will be $300. And the legal issues, let me discuss the legal issues, as we have participants joining us from different states from the United States and also from different countries around the world. In case that any issue arises between AlgoSoft and the participant or a candidate, The issue will be taken care by the laws of the state of California, because AlgoSoft is registered in the state of California under the Department of Treasury of the um, state of California, and any other federal laws that apply to commercial, civil, or criminal laws that might apply. So this is so bear in mind that for each participant at the end of the first week of the program, we will generate a contract which every participant would need to sign and send it back to us. So that contract will include all those legal issues to which both parties, means AlgoSoft and our candidates and participants, should be bound to. With that, um, if you have any questions, anyone, any technical questions, Rahul, if you would like to discuss a little bit on our curriculum for 5 or 10 minutes, that will be good.
Sure, definitely. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this course. It's amazing to have all of you on board, and I'm super excited to start this journey together with you. My name is Rahul, and I will be instructor in this course. So this course is to learn web development from ground up. There is nothing you need to know beforehand. We will start with the basics. We will cover all the prerequisites, and then we would dive deeply into the core concepts you need. And once you are aware of the core concepts, we would be building beautiful, responsive, real world websites and projects using your front end as well as back end.
Rahul?
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. If you want, I can stop my screen. You can share your screen, and you have that particular slide on curriculum outline.
Yeah.
That will be even better. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go through it. Okay. So everyone able to view my screen? Just give me a yes in chat. Perfect. So our curriculum is divided into 4 major parts. I've divided it. First is your software development lifecycle. Second is installing all the essential softwares, editors that you need to have on this journey. And third, your front end part. Fourth, your back end part. The third and fourth part, the front and back end, are blended together. As the last said, you won't be learning one technology from zero to end in single go. You would be starting your HTML, CSS, JavaScript blended together while building beautiful projects. So let's go through a few things. The first thing I wanted to cover is software development lifecycle, or you call it as an application development lifecycle. In this particular section, we would be studying what is an application, what is a software, types of software you need, difference between hardware and software, and different stages to develop an application. Let's go through just brief stages. There are 6 stages we would be covering. The first stage is your discovery phase, where you identify your idea. This is the very basic stage where you get to know what you want to build. What is your basic idea? What is your targeted audience, and so much more. Second phase we would be starting is your design phase, in which you actually take a pen and paper and draw your idea, give it some shape. Then you keep on enhancing from one particular design phase to other, and then final prototype. We would be studying what actual sketches, what is a wireframe, what is graphic designing, what is prototype. So don't worry if these terms are new. Just understand what is the gist behind these phases. Next comes your development phase. This is where we as developers put our effort. If we are working on front end side, we would be developing the client side. If we are working on the back end side, we would be developing server side. And if we as full stack developers are catering the entire application, we would be coding for the both parts, your front end and back end. So this is where we as developers put our most effort. This is our arena. Next comes your quality assurance phase. Once the application is developed, that doesn't mean the job is finished. We need to make sure there are no bugs. If there is enhancement in technology, then our application keeps on getting updated. Like you receive updates for your operating systems. For instance, for your Windows 10 has been updated to Windows 11 and so on. The updates are happening. Your mobile applications are getting updated on either quarterly basis, yearly basis, or as per the technology need. So this phase caters the assurance phase, the quality assurance phase. Next comes your release phase. Release phase is basically when all the bugs have been fixed and your product is up to the mark and you release it into the market. Then is your maintenance phase. Once it is in the market, and then after receiving the feedback from users, or you see that this application needs to have some changes as per the user needs, that comes in this maintenance phase. So all these 6 phases, we would be studying them in great detail. Next slide, we can see how these stages and help us at different parts of our application development. For instance, if you see at the discovery phase, when we are just have an idea, we have so many things. It's really cluttered at that point of time. We do not know what to do, how to do, which things need to have most effect on our application, and so much more. Then comes your design phase and development and quality assurance. As soon as we start following these steps, our application tends to become smoother. We tends to face less issues, less errors, and so much more. We see, okay, current project, we had so many things which we were not aware about. As soon we followed all the development processes, we see that the entire process has been streamlined. And once we reach the desired project, the number of things to tackle are very less. So following these development processes are very important. It's very much necessary. Always remember, we tend to give less importance to discovery phase, design phase, testing phase. But those are very important to make sure when you sit for development, you face minimum errors. We should not start developing at this phase. We should have a very streamlined product where we know what we need to achieve, how we need to achieve, and what is the timeline. So this is a risk complexity analysis. Risk reduces after following these stages and complexity as well. Next, we can see how much time we need to spend on each phase. Just see this. This is your idea generation phase. If you are building an application from scratch, for instance, it's your own product, you're not working for someone else, you want to launch your own product, then spending on idea phase should have more time. You should make sure that you have listed down your idea clearly. You have made sure you know what audience you're targeting, and so much more. And next, all these stages you can see. Main thing I want to focus over here is this building part. This is your coding part. See how much time we are spending. We are spending very less time overall because we have tackled all the complexities over here. This is your coding part. This is what makes it a less piece of cake. That once you have spent immense time over these stages, you can cover this one very quickly. Let's see further the 2 stages, that the front end and back end part. Before that, what we need is required tools and softwares. So in this, we would be needing browser, your code editors, as well as your developer debugging tools. So for code editors, we would be using VS Code. And how do we see VS Code to be fit? We will answer a few questions. What type of code editor? Why we need it? Parameters of a good code editor. Which one to pick? How to install? Helpful extensions, shortcuts, tips, and tricks. So these questions we would be dealing while installing this. And don't worry, we would be installing it step by step. We would be seeing every step. We will make sure that everyone gets this code editor installed so that we are able to code together. We are able to experience the code technologies while working on them together. Next, we all know your browsers, and the debugging tool is the Chrome developer tool only. So if we go to the browser part, we will answer a few questions like features of browser, components, which one to pick, how to install, similar extensions, tips and tricks. And the one we would be using is your Google Chrome. Almost every one of us are using this on daily basis. And then comes your integrated developer tools. So this has your basics of developer tools, understanding interface, advantages and features. What can I use it for? Different ways to access your developer tools. Then your tips, tricks, all the uh, integrities of your developer tools inside the Chrome, we would be studying them. So this is the prerequisites that we would be doing. Post that, we would be starting the core curriculum part, which would have your HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and so much more. So I would say first few days, first 2 to 3 days, we would be spending on these prerequisites. And post that, we would be moving to core technologies. So this is the basic thing that we would be doing. So Talash, should we discuss the front end web, the back end part with them as of now?
Yeah, you can brief them on particular front end technologies and what are they used for in brief, and
Okay.
the back end technologies, and then we will, yeah.
Okay. So let's have a very basic understanding of what is front end. Now, front end is what everything that you see. Suppose it's an e-commerce site. The image you see, the text you see, the font you see, the button, everything that you interact with is front end. Which technologies are we using? So we would be using three major technologies: HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And I'm telling you, more than 99% websites are built using this: HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And to enhance our code functionality, the framework, the library we would be using is your React. This React library it's a JavaScript library. So if you have a very nice understanding of JavaScript, you can adopt any library or any framework. There are multiple frameworks: React, Angular, Vue.js, but the most popular and most used these days and highly in demand is your React. And what is the role of front-end developer? How a front-end developer day looks like? So you would be building user interfaces. You would be deploying your application across the platforms. So you would be updating this. These are all the phases that we will started. This is your design phase. This is your development phase. This is your maintenance phase. And these would be used using the core technologies, your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So this was a very brief about your front end. Moving ahead, next would be your backend development. Now, what is backend development? Everything that is happening on the server side, the thing that you're not seeing. For instance, you log in onto Facebook and you enter your user ID and password. Who is checking those details if your user ID is correct, if your password is correct or not? That is being checked at backend side, the server side. The server is the Facebook servers are having storage areas where they check if the entered details are correct or not. And that area is called the backend area, which we are not directly interacting with. So we would be focusing on server side development, databases, how to store data, how to retrieve data, how to authenticate, and so much more. The technologies that we would be using are your Node.js, Express.js. So Node.js is written on JavaScript itself. So understanding JavaScript would help you understand backend development through Node.js very easily. And the database that we would be using is your MongoDB. Now, what are the skills required for a backend developer? So very simple explanation. You would be requiring certain languages that you need to work on. That is Node.js, Express.js framework. Then security compliance understanding, how to check the data received. Then integration with your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That is front end part. Every backend developer must know the front end part as well. Then ability to manage on hosting environments. If you're hosting your web page somewhere, how to do it correctly. And then your certain important tools like Git, GitHub, and so much more. Those are your version control systems. We would be covering them. Now, very briefly, I'll tell you what is full stack development. Full stack development is blend of backend, front end, and database. This area, this region that you see is your full stack development. Now, how to become a full stack developer? You have very easy steps. Just get used to looking at code. Sometimes we are not familiar to look at coding environments. Just be familiar first. Then start with your front end part. Work on very small side projects. Tackle very small backend functionalities. Now get comfortable with version control like GitHub. Now, if you're starting on this journey and for instance, you're getting an internship in a good company, I would say go for it. Because in internships, the expectations from companies are low, but you get to have so much more exposure. And lastly, code every day. That is very important. You have to code every single day, practice every day. And final, why companies are hiring a full stack developer? That is very easy to understand. Suppose there are two developers, front end and back end, and you are doing job for both of them. You're saving cost for the company. Company would prefer you. You have better project delivery. How? You would know that you have completed front end in this part, you have completed back end in this part, and you would be able to combine them and deliver it faster. Otherwise, company has to get in touch with different developers to make sure they are in sync with each other. But here you would be delivering the entire project. Then customized outputs. Suppose you do not like something in front end part, you can change it. Instead of requesting someone or initiating a request on different platforms so that those changes be made and wait for the output, you can change them easily. Then handling issues. If any error occurs in front end while you're coding for back end part, you would know how to tackle it. And further, companies know someone who's a full stack developer. He or she has extensive knowledge of core technology. So this is the overall curriculum walkthrough that we would be going through. So I've covered it very briefly, but every topic which consists of front end, back end, and full stack, we would be covering them. We would be having lots of quizzes, projects, assignments, and sessions where we would encourage participants to come forward and code along on spot. So that would be very interesting. It would be a very interesting journey. So Talash, do we have time for just 5 minutes so that we can show a nice video to them?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. So let's, I'll quickly share sound as well. Yeah. So it's a nice video. What is front end and back end? A very short video. Just give me yes if everyone is able to hear the sound.
What is a full stack? A full stack is a combination of 3 different pieces of technology that work together to make a website function. You might have seen these terms before. Each of them has a unique, distinct role to play in creating a full stack application. The front end is the actual content that you see when you visit any website, which is made up of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This is text on the screen, the videos that you can watch, or the items you can add to your cart. If you can click on it, it's the front end. The people who work on the front end are known as front-end developers or engineers. The back end, or the server, is the brain of the web page. Some of the popular programming languages used in the back end are Python, JavaScript, and C#. The back end dictates what happens when something is interacted with on the front end, like clicking a link or signing into your favorite site. The people who work on the back end are known as back-end developers or engineers. The database is where we keep all the data, using programming languages such as MySQL, MongoDB, or Azure. This is where we keep all the data like login information, account balances, and anything else we might need to access later on. The people who work on the database are known as database developers or engineers. For example, when you log into your favorite video streaming service, you type in your email and password on the front end. When you hit enter, that data is sent to the back-end server to be processed. This processing ensures you typed in the correct email address and password combination by checking the database to see if what you just typed in matches what you signed up with. If there's a match, the back-end server logs you into the site and lets you see your homepage. The front end now looks different, and instead of a login form, you can click on a video and start watching. And there you have it. By combining the front end, back end, and database together, you can create a full stack application. The people who work on all three of these components are known as full-stack developers or engineers.
Okay. So a very nice overview. Over to you, Talash. This was a brief overview from my side. I'll stop sharing the screen.
Yeah, thank you very much, Rahul. It was a brilliant brief into the program. Thank you very much for that. There was one thing that I was missing, and that is the timing and the duration of the course. So the duration of the course is actually 20 weeks, and we will be having classes. Yeah, so information about the time, yeah. So our classes will be 5:30 p.m. PST, California time, or 8:30 p.m. Virginia and DC or Maryland. Those of you who are joining us from other countries, please adjust your times accordingly. Maybe for some of you, it will be early morning. Maybe for some of you, that might be midday. So please adjust your time accordingly. And our classes will be Monday through Thursday, means 4 days a week. And the duration of each class will be 90 minutes, means 1.5 hours. 90 minutes classes every 4 days a week. And beside that, we will be having 2 days of recap sessions on the same time, means on Friday and Saturdays, we will also have optional classes in case someone is having any issue with their assignments, if someone is having issue or problems understanding some of the concepts. Throughout those 2 days, we will discuss those problems or issues, assignments that you might have. And with that,